This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
99X, we are the Morning X. It's Barnes and Leslie, and everyone knows we love pop culture. We love all the good streaming stuff, all the good movies. That's why we bring an expert in. Matt Goldberg is here with our fall movie preview. What's going on, Matt?
Not much. Glad to be back with you guys.
Always love getting getting the quarter set up with you. So what is the big thing happening in movies that people are actually going back?
Yeah, people are going back, and Warner Brothers has had a huge year. Like every film they release, making at least $40 million on its opening weekend. So people are excited for certain movies coming their way, and they want to talk about them.
Going back to the theaters. Have you seen that thing where like Kevin Bacon and Keira Sedgwick, they're always like coming out of a movie theater talking about whatever they saw and encouraging people to go back to the movies?
That's what everyone should be doing. They should all be going back to the movies. It's a great communal experience. That's what people want. And, you know, it's funny is one of the year's biggest hits would probably be K-pop Demon Hunters, a Netflix movie that had a #1 opening weekend when it played in theaters. That's how much people want to go to the movies.
I still feel like I don't see a lot of people going to the movies, but they are going. We're seeing the numbers go up. But it's not like the old days where you would see, like, you'd go into Phipps and you'd see a whole wave of people coming down the escalators. You know what I mean? Like,
no, absolutely. It's strange. You know, you might have those occasional sort of Barbenheimer weekends, but there's not that crush. And I just think that's more of a matter of there's just so much more competition now for people's attention.
I do have a question because you just said this. When something has a theatrical release and then maybe a couple of weeks later it's on Netflix, is that actually helping or hurting?
I think it's hurting. I think it's sort of getting people out who want to see it first, and then a lot of people who are more casual being like, well, I already subscribed to this streaming service. Why would I go out to the crush of the movie theater when I can just stay at home and watch it? And I think that studios need to figure out that they need to widen that release window a bit. They need to say, hey, if you want to see this movie for the next few months, you can only see it in a theater. That's how you get a big hit like Top Gun Maverick, where Paramount at first wanted to put it straight to their streaming service as soon as possible. Tom Cruise said, no, this is a theatrical movie. Turns out to be a huge hit.
God spoke. No, you will not stream thy movie.
I don't fly fighter jets for nothing.
All right. What are we looking for? What are the big hot ones? Give us a few for the next coming, couple of months.
Well, first off, we're going to have a few big sequels in the fall, as we always do. I think people are going to line up we got Wicked for Good, so that sequel, Zootopia 2, and then, of course, Avatar, Fire and Ash. And those Avatar movies always make billions of dollars. So those are going to be big films. But I also want to cast a spotlight on some smaller stuff. One film in particular is a horror film that I don't think is on as many people's radar as it should be. It's called Good Boy. And Good Boy is a horror film from the perspective of a dog. And I want to assure everyone that the dog is fine. But this played at Sundance. It got a huge response when the studio IFC put the trailer online. It got so many views that they're like, we got to give this a better theatrical release because people are interested in Good Boy.
What's the quick pitch on that? What is it?
So the pitch is like it's a ghost story. It's like this house is kind of haunted. There's some sort of creepy thing happening to the dog's owner, but it's all from the dog's perspective. So
a low angle and everything.
Like it's following the dog. It's looking at it's looking at the dog's reaction shots.
Okay,
and so you're sort of like, okay, this is how the dog sees everything.
Man, what mushrooms were they doing when they figured that one out?
I mean, I think that's a really fun premise. And again, once I know that the dog is fine, I'm like, okay, I'll go in.
I've seen it at all these film festivals, and the standing ovations. One was the upcoming Frankenstein.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of director Guillermo del Toro. Frankenstein is a movie he's wanted to make for a long time now, and it looks fantastic. It looks very faithful to Mary Shelley's novel, but you've got a great cast. You have Oscar Isaac, Jacob Elordi, Mia Goth. It looks terrific, just very lush and thoughtful. And to me, this is my most anticipated of the year because I'm just a huge GDT fan.
How many times has Frankenstein been done?
It's been done quite a few, but honestly, a lot of them are... I don't say a lot of them. First off, Frankenstein is not done as much as, like, let's say vampires or other creatures. But also, you kind of have to go back to probably the 90s to Kenneth Branagh's adaptation of Frankenstein to get a pretty faithful one. And even that one's a little... You watch that one and it's kind of off the wall in what it's trying to do. I don't want to spoil anything, but it is a wacky film from the director of Hamlet.
Isn't there some Predator sequel coming with Elle Fanning, right?
Right, yes, Predator Badlands. Now... So for those who, a few years ago on Hulu, there was this film Prey, which had this really fun idea of taking a predator and sending him back to like the 1800s in Native America. And it was just a wild film. It's so much fun watching the predator destroy French fur trappers. This one is a little different. This one takes place on a predator planet and teams up a predator with Elle Fanning, who plays an android from the Alien movies. So this should be very interesting. It's from Dan Trachtenberg, who seems to be the only director who has figured out how to make good Predator films.
But they left out the last step. I wonder from the perspective of a cat. I mean, that altogether would be just a perfection for me.
I have to ask, though, about another strange movie from Emma Stone, who keeps winning all sorts of awards. How about Begonia?
I am so curious about Begonia.
What's that?
So this is the new film with her and Yorgos Lanthimos. They previously did Poor Things together. They did Kinds of Kindness. They did The Favorite. This is a weird film where two guys believe that this CEO, played by Emma Stone, is actually a space alien, and they kidnap her to make her confess that she is actually an alien overlord. Yes. This is the film that she shaved her head for. Again, everyone is raving about it. We'll see how it turns out. Interestingly enough, the last film that she and Lanthimos did was called Kinds of Kindness. That came out last summer. That didn't really catch on. I don't know if Begonia will find sort of the interest that Poor Things garnered, or if it'll be more of a Kind of Kindness situation.
Matt Goldberg is here from the Atlanta Film Critics Circle. And what's your website also?
Commentary Track.
Commentary Track. With the resurgence that you're talking about to the theaters, the one genre that seems to be just continually killing is horror. And is that an age thing? Is it because that demographic is that's the one going back to the theater? Or is it something else?
I think it's something else. I think, first off, these horror films that we're seeing, so Sinners and Weapons, first off, they have intriguing premises, but also there's just not as much of a burden on the audience. You're going to go and you are almost guaranteed to see something that you haven't seen before. They're not sequels. They're unexpected, they're challenging, and also horror is that experience where you want it in that communal thing. You don't want to be at home with all the light shining through, giving you distractions. If you want to experience a film like Weapons, you want to be scared with everybody else. You want the quiet of the theater, the tension. And I think that really drives people out to the theater. And then it helps that these films are genuinely great and thoughtful. And so even if you get like a sequel, like something like 28 years later, it's really upending what people expect and gives them something to chew on while also thrilling them. And I don't think they're getting that as much from typical blockbuster cinema.
Yeah, because those movies are killing it.
I have to say, everyone's talking about Dwayne Johnson and the transformation and the serious role in the Smashing Machine. What are you hearing about that?
I'm hearing he is fantastic in the film. The thing about Dwayne Johnson is he will work hard at the thing that he is doing. Now, that may not be necessarily the best thing in the world. It might be a film like Black Adam, but he is going to commit himself 100%. And so with the Smashing Machine, he is a good actor. And I think it's good for him to take on a project like this, to show his range, to say, I'm not just showing up in another movie with Kevin Hart and we're going to joke around. I can actually give you some levels here. And I think that's a smart move for him as an actor, for his long-term career. And I think that's rewarding for audiences as well.
But playing an MMA fighter doesn't seem like such a stretch for The Rock, for a guy who had such a career aligned, parallel to that.
True. That's true. It's not like he's like, oh my God, how could this guy ever step in a ring? But I will also say, it looks more internal and character based. This is not Fighting with My Family, where he is playing himself. This is certainly the Rock playing against his persona. You look at the trailers, this is not sort of a bravado type role.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, Matt Goldberg, Atlanta Film Critics Circle, and your website is?
Commentarytrack.net.
There you go. Thank you for the fall movie preview. I guess the next one up, when's the next big movie season?
I mean, spring, but I guess, next time we talk, maybe we'll talk about like who's looking like they're going to win some Oscars.
Yeah.
How about that?
Award season coming around. All right, thank you very much, sir. This is the original. We are 99X.
Hi, I'm Joe Saul-Sehy, host of the Stacking Benjamins podcast.
Today, we're going to talk about what if you came across $50,000? What would you do?
Put it into a tax-advantaged retirement account.
The mortgage, that's what we do.
Make a down payment on a home.
Something nice.
Buying a vehicle.
A separate bucket for this addition that we're adding.
$50,000, I'll buy a new podcast.
You'll buy new friends. And we're done. Thanks for playing, everybody. We're out of here.
Stacking Benjamins. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.